teachers and parents who are also here. Of course, this is the opportunity for the students to learn and to interact with the various professionals. And so my remarks will be, of course, addressed to them. I want to congratulate Ms. McIntosh and the Ministry of Education for the effort that has gone into this career seminar. It's a wonderful, wonderful event, at the end of which I'm sure the students will have benefited immensely. And as our District Education Officer has indicated, I would anticipate that the success of this will lead to a Grand Bahama-based career seminar sponsored by the Ministry of Education. Because I think today many students are really not sure what they want to do, in spite of the fact that there are so many opportunities available, more opportunities now than when I was growing up, when I was in school at your age. However, I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to talk a little bit about myself as I developed, and then to spend some time, just a short time, talking with you about some of the important elements of development and becoming a successful professional, whether you are in medicine, law, business, education. The principles are the same, and you need to learn and know what they are. As you heard, I attended primary school and high school in Nassau. That's where I was born. And when entering high school at the age of 11 years old, my headmaster was Mr. Sidney Bethel, a well-renowned, well-known headmaster, high school principal in Nassau at that time. And he was the person that put into my head the idea of going into medicine when I arrived at government high school. And I think he was instrumental because his son was already in medical school in Jamaica, and that's Dr. Cecil Bethel, who is now retired. Some of you may know him. So Mr. Sidney Bethel, the principal of government high, was the one who said to me, you really ought to consider going into medicine. I was 11 years old. And so I started reading about the medical field, and I became entranced with a missionary doctor in Africa called Albert Schweitzer. How many of you have heard of Albert Schweitzer? No. He was a missionary doctor from Europe who went to Central Africa in the 30 years of the last century. That's around the Second World War time, about 50, 60 years ago or more. And he's established a missionary post in Central Africa looking after the very poor indigenous Africans who, for many of them, never saw a doctor in their lives. And so I was captivated by that level of compassion and willingness to sacrifice on the part of Dr. Albert Schweitzer in doing what he did in Central Africa. And that was the seed that really grew in me and resulted in my commitment to go into medicine. And once that became committed, I stayed focused on that particular goal. And throughout my high school and into university, I only thought of becoming and planned to become a medical doctor. And so that's my story. And I want you to now understand that there are some very important things that you need to know as you grow up. First of all, you want to begin to think as you grow up about the things that you want to do in life. Now, many people start off saying, well, I want to be a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant or a businessman or an architect or a teacher. And you will change as time goes on because experiences will impact on you that will make a difference and alter your thinking as to what you want to be. But whatever you decide to do in life, it's important that you be committed to doing it, that you take it as a calling, and that you stay focused on what it is that you intend to do. And by being focused, you will tend to apply yourself to learning all that you can about the particular area that you want to go into. You will tend to read more about the particular area. You will read about whether it's your teacher or going into the education field. You'll be able to read about the works of wonderful teachers and educators like Mr. Cecil Thompson, Dr. Thompson here, and many of us that have gone before him. And their stories will inspire you. And the same with other professions, the legal field, the medical field, the architectural field, the artist field, the athletic field. All of these, there are many Bahamians who have laid the groundwork which will inspire many of you if you are able to read and come to understand what they did and how they achieved. And the ways you do that, the way that is done, of course, is in part through these kinds of seminars where the individuals are brought to you and hope to inspire you to do well. And the first thing is to be able to do well in your schoolwork. You must have a basic understanding of arithmetic, reading, and writing to be successful in any profession. So you must apply yourselves to your work at school at this stage. And as you develop and you read more, and now with the computers and the internet, you're able to learn a lot more, a lot sooner, because you can read about so many things on the computers nowadays. So, commit yourself to your work, your schoolwork. Commit yourself, if you decide you want to go in a particular area, to learning about that particular area. Because as you heard earlier from several of the speakers before, it is important that you like what you want to do. It's important that you have a passion for the career that you choose. And a passion means a desire, a love, a feeling that I got to get going. I got hurt to be a lawyer. I got hurt to be an architect. I got hurt to be a teacher. That's the passion. Okay, that feeling that I can't wait to be what I am destined to be. And so you have to have a love for what you want to do. You have to develop a passion if that passion is not there. And that comes again as you grow older and as you begin to think and study more about what it is you want to do in life. But let me say this, that whatever you decide to do in life, what you want to do is you want to be the best that you can be. You want to make your families proud. You want to be proud of yourself. You want to build your own self-esteem and be proud of what you have done, what you have achieved, and what you are able to achieve in life. You want to make Grand Bahama proud. You want everybody in Grand Bahama to say, as we heard this morning, that you came from Grand Bahama, that you came from the East End, that you came from Freetown or McLeanstown. That makes you proud, but it also makes the whole island and the whole country, nation proud, that you are able to take your studies seriously, that you're able to convert those studies into a meaningful commitment in life to doing well and to being the best that you can be. Because when you become the best you can become, you encourage others your age to do the best that they can do, even if they're not in your profession. They want to be like you. And so you each become ambassadors for your island, for your community, and for the country by doing well. You go abroad and people say, oh wow, what a well-trained, well-educated professional. And they're from that little country called the Bahamas, where we've had so many international stars. And that's the beauty of